everybody. Once again, we on the Fly Spread Masters show. I'm your host, Sun Low. Today I brought a great guest in all the way from Brooklyn. He's gonna sit here and tell us about what got him started, how it all began for him, and about his collection of his product and his brand. What's going on, Brother Low? Salute, cheers.
Salute.
Rack Low. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. I'm glad to see you.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You know, you've been doing your thing for a while, and a lot of us are eager to know more about you that never really had a chance to like really speak to you or, you know, really get to build with you. I know the social media thing is pretty heavy for you. You do a lot of events. You've been holding events down for quite some years. Like you got numerous events. Like, I mean, sometimes this guy is very hard to get in contact with. But we all like to know, you know, what was it that got you to say that I wanted to do this? Like, what was it that you said that you wanted to, like, you know, be, how can you say, fly, like point blank?
Well, I mean, for me, as far as like wanting to be fly, like it was like two significant people like in my childhood that had a great influence on me. That was my brother Marcus and my man, my other big bro, Frizz Low. You know what I mean? Childhood friends on St. John's between Rochester and Buffalo. That's where like most of the boosters that that's affiliated with St. John's and Utica, that's where they really live.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Between, you know what I mean, on St. John's between Buffalo and Rochester. So, yeah, and like Frizz Low, he was like one of the flyest dudes, you know what I mean? Like in Crown Heights, period. Kept money, you know what I mean? Always on point, you know what I mean? Well liked, you know what I mean? Had mad style, charisma, ladies loved him. But one thing about Frizz Low, he always had love and loyalty for the people that was around him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, so I was influenced by, like Frizz Low, my brother Marcus. And then when I got to Marcus Garvey, rest in peace, Pumpkin. You know what I mean? He was another brother that was like really, really doing it as far as fashion in the early stages. I mean, like I was probably like 9, 10, 8 years old. But seeing Pumpkin really taking it to the next level as far as being fly, being well known, and just having style with all different types of brands. It wasn't just Polo, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was really heavy into Guess. So that's like, even as far as like the crew he had developed with him and Ski Black, it was based around Guess, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, Guess was great to blend in with, you know, a lot of different brands, because Guess was just like straight down the middle. Like Guess was its own entity, and when you put Guess on with other brands and labels, it kind of like, you know, boost up what your whole outfit was about, because Guess did real good with the two-piece, the top denim jacket, and then the pants, which, you know, set off a great ensemble for like different brands and, you know, styles of the brands, like, you know, sweaters, even polo shirts, or rugbies, or, you know, who knows, Benetton, Lacoste, or whatever, man. It's just Guess was so
brands, but like Polo and Guess, like it was like one and the same as far as rocking both brands together.
Yeah,
and really, you know what I mean, coordinating together. There
was another brand called Jabot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That played a role with that too a little, because Jabot, not everybody had the Jabot top and bottom like all the time, because Jabot was a little bit harder to get than Guess, in my opinion.
The jeans was more popular.
Exactly.
As far as Jabot.
Exactly. I was able to acquire the denim jackets. I had 2 different denim jackets, and I had a few different Jabot jeans, the backward pockets and all that. But it's not about me, man. It's all about you. But I'd like to know, or we all would like to know, what was the first piece that you can remember, like that, like that can bring you back? Like, what was the first piece that you got, like, you can remember?
My first Polo piece?
I mean, yeah, like your first RL piece, yeah.
So, like the first classic piece that I can remember that I got my hands on was, it was an anniversary cross flags, you know what I mean?
Wow.
This had to be, I would say, 1987, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man, AV, his cousin Mike. Mike, you know what I mean, was like more older than us, like, you know what I mean, by a few years. So, but he was doing his thing on the boosting scene with other like dudes from St. John. So, they had this spot, this mall out in Jersey.
Okay.
It's crazy how we in Jersey, and I caught my first low symbol, my first piece out in New Jersey. You know
really?
What I'm saying? Yeah.
Where were you?
So yeah, so we he was like, yo, we gonna go out of state, cause you know what I mean. Usually we hit up Manhattan and kill Midtown. You know what I mean? Bloomies, Saks, Lords, Macy's, and all that. But he was like, yo, let's go OT. So we went out of town. And he was like, yo, we going to a spot called Riverside Square Mall. You know what I'm saying? That's in Bergen County. You know what I mean? So we went up in there. It was a Saks Fifth Avenue. You know what I mean? That was like one of the main department stores in that mall. We went up in there, you know what I'm saying? It was one sales lady. We got in the low section. It was one sales lady. It was like probably 2 customers. She was like assisting them, you know? Right when we came into the low section, we seen like a tricolor cross flag, you know what I mean?
Wow.
It was the tricolor, it was the yellow, red, and the blue version, you know what I'm saying? My man AV caught that. Popped the Lizzie, threw it up his back, you know what I'm saying? And then it was only one big flag. The big anniversary flag. So I caught like a white version with the, you know what I mean, with the anniversary flag on the chest with the 2 red bars around the arm, you know what I mean?
The sweater.
Yeah, like the sweatshirt. You know
it was a sweatshirt. Okay,
yeah.
right.
All white, plush, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I said, we had an OG with us, Mike, you know what I'm saying? He was in the section with us, made sure it was all good, assisting us, threw it up my back, and we just exited the, you know what I mean? Exited Saks. You know what I mean? Just got right back on the bus back to NY, you know what I mean? So like that was like my first low piece, I can say, that I really got my hands on if I think about it right now. Yeah, 87. The
right on. So we also want to know, you know, is there a certain type of theme that like, you know, like you prefer? Like what main theme that you really like to, you know, get into like nowadays?
Well now, you know, as far as like the colorful stuff, you know, like having different colors on, blended and all that, the loud colors, you know what I mean? Like, I did that when I was a youth, you know what I mean? When I was in my early stages. Right now, I just like to do it grown man style, you know what I mean? But keep it classy, with that intelligent look, you know what I mean? That shows progression as far as fashion and what like Rap Glow is about, you know what I mean? So, when it comes to fashion with me, I like to show stages and growth. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, I could definitely understand that.
So like even though I dress as far as like keeping it with grown man status, I always keep a theme attached to it. You know what I mean? So I may come with a varsity theme. You know what I'm saying? I may come with a sports theme or an executive theme.
Is there anyone that's your favorite though? Theme. Like, do you have a favorite? Like, what is the one that you say, if you was to put like 10 outfits together of all the themes that you said just now, and you laid them out, is there one that's gonna stand out the most that you appreciate the most?
Yeah, I would say the what I'm wearing.
Dress,
the Crizzy, you know?
Right on.
Like
right on.
It's definitely one of my standout pieces and all, but I got a few others, you know, like the big yacht, the big sailboat.
Say that, right.
That's one of my favorites. Also, you know, the anniversary cross flags.
Right.
The big uni, you know, like pretty much all the classic symbols from the 80s, you know, like that's what I'm really big on. You know what I mean? Timeless pieces that only get better with time.
Well, since you say that then, or say that now rather, how's it compared to now as opposed to back then? Is it easier for you like to get these pieces, or is it easier to assemble them? Like, you know, what's the difference?
Like one thing about me is like I still got a lot of my pieces from the 80s, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if I go into my collection, I can actually pull out shirts, sweaters, pants that I took from Bloomies when I was 15, 16, you know what I mean? Like I got a lot of those pieces, but not just Polo. I got every brand that the lowlights wore as teenagers. I have everything in my collection. From the Guess, the Hilfiger, the Nautica, the Lacoste, the Benetton. I mean, like even down to Chaps, the Guess. Like I got all brands in my collection.
That's amazing.
Sergio Cicchini, Prince, Decente, Profile, Jerry G. Like my whole collection is intact, you know what I mean?
Say that.
And I probably think I'm like the only lowlife at this stage in the game with a collection like that, at that magnitude.
Really?
That dates back to the 80s, you know what I mean? That I know about now. You know what I mean?
Right. That's amazing.
So yeah, I really retained a lot of my pieces.
That's amazing. How has it affected your daily routine? Like, because you have a a diverse schedule. I noticed. You know, you have products. You also have you know, books.
Yes, sir.
You're featured in other books as well. As you can tell, you know, you have some of your pens up here. How has it affected your daily routine? Like, you know, because you're a very busy person, as opposed to even collecting still. Like, how does this take upon you?
Well, you know what I mean? I try to find time to do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like a creative mind, you know, like, but I'm all about business as well. You know, like I look at Low Life Culture not just as like a crew of guys or a culture or a group of people that's all into fashion. Like to me, Low Life is a school of thought. It's an institution of fashion, you know, like its principles, its laws, the way you go about doing things, even the concept of being low down. That's a term that was originated because Low Life was ahead of the curve, and we decided to create a name and a look that matched our lifestyle. You know, like prior to Low Life, there was no crew whatsoever. You know what I mean? I can't even identify one person that I seen in the media that wore polo from head to toe. I mean, everything Ralph from head to toe. I've never seen that until Low Life came into play, and even with like attaching the word low behind your name.
Say that. Right.
Originality.
That's an extreme movement to like provide for the history out of New York City, especially during the hip hop golden era. You had some real great artists that had their backup dancers that stayed dipped. And that whole fly and dancing and representing for the artists on stage or in videos, they try to stay dipped. And even if it wasn't polo, they were still rocking like the crazy fly ass gear with it. And you know, it was definitely like a big East Coast thing that I can tell. But there was some that was doing their things out west too. But the head to toe thing, as in such a big movement, you know, New York, Brooklyn, hands down, definitely put the nail in the coffin of that one, man. I don't. Nobody else can compare to it, not at all. But because of your influence, within your family, has anybody been, you know, keeping up with you?
Like as far as relatives?
Anybody? Yeah, your close family, you know.
Well, like not as far as like my relatives, like my, you know what I mean, my siblings or anything like that. But like I said earlier, you know, like Low Life is an institution. So like I look at, you know what I mean, low heads or the younger generation as my family. Because you know what I mean, like they was influenced by a legacy that still exists today that started in the golden era of hip hop, and they're still living it out. So I look at myself as like an alumni, a professor, a teacher. You know what I mean? Like just like giving that wisdom and that knowledge and that direction to the youth. You know what I mean? But always letting them know that whatever you do, always attach a business mind frame to it.
Absolutely, but there had to have been someone that had to rub off, like someone close to you, whether it's your lady, your nephew, or you know, rather cousin. You had to influence something, even your community. But what you said, I can verify that for a fact. Like you definitely, like you know, put a lot of people to school with this.
Yeah, but like as far as like family members, like you know, like wifey, you know, original Low Wife, you know, Sheena. My son was into low, you know, I got nieces and nephews that rock it, you know, but not faithful collectors, you know, like they do it on a fashion tip. Yeah, but
that's understandable.
Yeah, but as far as like collecting, that's more like on a cultural level, you know.
Do you have any hobbies outside of this? Like, what's your hobbies? Because you have you have a lot going on, so I guess this might speak for itself. Do you have anything else that you do like outside of this?
Well, like outside of this, man, like I'm more of like a family man, but like I'm a big writer, you know? Like if you don't see me, like I'm always working. You know what I mean? Like even if I'm just in a house after a hard date of, you know what I mean, being in the office, I still come home, I'm still thinking creatively. You know what I mean? Like my next move. So even if I'm not putting nothing on paper, I'm still storing, you know what I mean, a lot of ideas in my database. You know what I mean? So yeah, writing is like one of my things I'm big on. You know, like they're spending a lot of time with family, you know, just, you know, wanting to see the culture be more united and continuously grow and expand, you know what I mean, touch different places, you know what I mean, around the world, and always have that door open to invite new faces, you know what I mean, because that's how legacies live on.
Fact.
By having, you know, new energy, new faces, and people from all walks of life. You
Well
know,
said.
like one thing about the polo culture, low life culture, like I've never seen a movement that started from the streets and was able to connect people from various ethnicities, you know what I mean, various backgrounds, people that have different religions, customs, ways of thinking, ways of, you know what I mean, living, and we're all coming together and bonded
Right.
through this thing that we share,
Lifestyle,
and that's
fashion,
lifestyle and
yes.
fashion, you know.
Yes.
So that's a great thing, you know, and that's something that I think society can learn from.
Right.
You know, man,
Absolutely.
so,
It's definitely gonna go down in history.
yeah, man. So like, salute
Definitely.
everybody that's, you know what I mean, that started this, and salute everybody that's on the front line, you know what I mean, still pushing forward, you know what I mean, with love and loyalty in their hearts, man.
Right. So as we move on, we need to let the people know how can they find you, what's the way to reach out to you or search for you, however. You got something you can give them to check for you?
Definitely. They can always, you know what I mean, get me on Instagram, you know what I mean, that's at RL Jewelry. Get me on, you know what I mean, Facebook, Racklow Polo. But mainly check out my website, you know what I mean, rljewelry.net. You know what I mean, on that site, it's a store. You can get all the lapel pins, the patches, the wall decorations, the water bottles, even the book, you know what I mean, Low Life, an American Classic, you know. And yeah, you know what I mean, just check for me. Doing a lot of events. We got the Low Life Barbecue coming June 30th, you know what I mean, celebrating 13 years, but overall celebrating 30 years of low life culture, you know what I mean, established in 1988. So yeah, just got a lot planned, you know what I mean, looking forward to it, you know what I mean, what we got going on. And just continuously uniting the people.
Well, cheers. Once again, salute.
Cheers, brother.
I appreciate you, everybody. We are about to find out what this brother Racklow brought here for us, for me, for you, and we about to see what this fly is all about. All right, see y'all in a second. Yo, what up, man? This is your host, Sun Low, on the Fly Spread Master Show. Got a great guest that came through. He's gonna show y'all what he has in store, and what he has in store is terrific. It's a great product. It's his. He does what he does, and I feel that you guys should support it. When you see it, yo, trust me, you're gonna want it. Check this out. Look at my brother, the Polo Godfather, Racklow. What up,
Racklow. What up, what up? Hip hop. Yeah, you know what I mean? Here, live in the flesh, Fly Spread Masters, doing it up, you know what I mean? Sun Low, Ayak fam. We're gonna show y'all some classical, you know what I mean, RL vintage pieces as far as the accessories, you know what I'm saying? We know we got the clothes, you know what I mean? We locked that down, going on, you know what I mean, 30 years. As a matter of fact, 30 years, you know what I mean? So it's time, you know what I mean, to flip it in different ways, in different manners. So we came to represent that RL Jewelry today.
Word
Let
up.
people know what time it is. Yeah. First up, I bought different products for y'all, you know what I mean? So first, we got the embroidered, you know what I mean? Patches. We got the Chief, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You see that? Then we got the P-Wing, you know what I mean? The original color P-Wing. Then we got the Polo High Tech.
That is my favorite patch of all time. I love Polo High Tech pieces.
High Tech.
Yes, sir.
Then we got the, you know what I mean? A similar style as far as shape, the rectangle. We got the Polo Sport. Next up, we got the Tiger Head. This piece right here is from the Polo Sport line, you know what I mean? You know the Polo Sport line was discontinued, but you know what I mean? Had to still keep it official and bring the classics, you know what I mean? Got the Tiger Head. You know what this is? This is the official uni. This is like one of the illest pieces from the 80s, you know what I mean?
One of my favorite patches.
87, 88, you know what I mean? Like, if you see a lot of the gooses that was being worn, like in the 80s, you notice the uni was always a part of those gooses, along with the Suicide Ski, you know what I mean? And it's definitely an ill piece. And as far as activity, matching the clothes with the activity, this is for skiing. Let's go to the 1992 P Racing. You know what I mean? This is official right here. You know what I mean? You go online, Google it, you know what I mean? You see this, official. Next up, we got one of the all-time greats. This is like a low goose on the deuce favorite right here. This is the Suicide, you know what I mean? Suicide Ski Patch. You know what I mean? This right here was crazy in the streets of Brooklyn when it first dropped. When Ralphie first released this symbol right here, the streets of Brooklyn was going crazy. You know what I mean? In Bloomingdale's. This patch right here, this symbol right here was in Macy's, Bloomingdale's, you know what I mean? Mainly those two spots where Lil Life used to, you know what I mean, catch wreck and acquire this symbol a lot, you know what I mean? Once again, came on gooses, hats, I mean, sweaters, just, you know what I mean, socks, just different, you know what I mean, elements of it. This is one of the symbols that Ralphie really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, look at that, man.
To really try to exploit, you know what I mean?
Suicide.
All right, yeah. So y'all seeing the official patches, you know what I'm saying? An ill collection. Definitely check for many more to come. But now we're gonna go to a different type of product, you know what I mean? Like, it's about culture, it's about lifestyle, you know what I mean? Arts, you know what I mean? So it's all about decorations and you know what I mean, establishing yourself as far as being visual and letting people understand that you really live it as a lifestyle, you know what I mean? So with this product right here, we call this the wall decoration, you know what I mean? Where we take the classic vintage low symbol, similar to the patches, as you can see, uni patch, uni wall piece, wall decoration, and you pretty much can take these pieces and decorate, you know what I mean? Your office, your classroom, your museum, you know what I'm saying? Your store, your room, you know what I mean? Your bathroom, any place you feel where, you know what I mean, these pieces will get crazy attention, and you know what I mean, it's exposed to the people. It's definitely a great place.
The shine on there.
The shine?
Yeah,
the shine is, you know what I mean? It's dope.
That's
definitely
a good
made out of,
right there.
Yeah, definitely made out of wood, covered in, you know what I mean, plastic, that hard plastic, you know what I mean? Whereas, you know what I mean, the actual logo don't get scraped or damaged, you know what I mean? So as far as the quality and the longevity of the piece, it's definitely, you know what I mean, you know what I mean? You could definitely have it for a great amount of time. But like with anything else, it's about, you know what I mean, taking care of your pieces. The same way you take care of your low, you put it, you know what I mean, you wrap it up, you put it in, you know what I mean, suitcases, whatever, however you store your joints, that's how you treat, you know what I mean, all your pieces as well as the accessories, you know what I mean? So this right here is the uni piece. See the ill colors?
And it's banging right off the shirt too. Looks nice with the crizzy behind it.
Fire. See the olives, branches. So that's the uni.
The uni.
Next up, you know what that is. The Chief Indian head. You know what I mean? Classic piece. Flip it around. Got the hook on the back. You know what I mean? Just, you know, great placement. Like I said, anywhere you want to place it at, do that to represent, you know what I mean, what you represent. And that's the lifestyle of low, if you're really serious about it. The Chief head.
I also earned one of these. It was a gift from Rack Low for my birthday. Me and Rack Low have done quite a few events together, and he felt I guess compelled to give me one of these. I'm so honored to have one of these in my collection. This makes a great artifact for my little mansion, and I just love it, man. You know, I have this as a tattoo, and everybody that knows me knows I love the Indian head, the Aztec wear, and all that. So salute for giving me this. Thank you.
Next up, the Sui Ski Man. You know what I mean? On the slopes. You know, what more can I say? Classic, a collectible, an antique piece, very clean, to the point. Like I said, a low goose on the deuce favorite. The Suicide Ski.
Indeed. As you can also see.
With the patch. See that? Last wall decoration on the menu. Low Life. MGV, SJP, Love and Loyalty. You know what it means. Established 1988. Feel me? Real life. But let me just break it down for y'all. See, a lot of people, you know what I mean? A lot of people see this logo and its symbol, and they just see it as a symbol, you know what I mean? Like it represents polo and street life. But in actuality, the symbols in this logo mean a lot, you know what I'm saying? So the American flag, you know what I mean, is where we at. And you know what America was built on, you know what I mean? As far as the history, so, and you know what Lowlifes is built on. So there's like a relation as far as what Lowlifes represent and what America represent, or represented, you know what I'm saying? The come up, the takeover, the strong arming, the get over, getting by, you know what I mean? Survival of the fittest, you know what I mean? And it all started in America, the low culture, you know what I'm saying? The 2 L's, that's love and loyalty, you know what I mean? That's like, one L means nothing without the other, you know what I mean? You can't have love if you don't have loyalty, you know what I mean? I know you hear the term a lot, but for a lot of us, the L's really mean a lot, and you know what I mean? It's something that comes from the heart, you know what I mean? So when you represent them L's, you represent a lifestyle and a way of living that is original. It was never done before, you know what I mean, in history, and we brought something great to society, you know what I mean, as well as the entertainment world, you know what I mean? 2 L's up, love and loyalty. And the money, hoes, and clothes, you know what I mean? Those are 3 elements of the low life model, you know what I'm saying? That is like the epitome and the foundation of what low life stand for, as far as the very beginning, you know what I mean? But throughout the years, of course, you know what I mean, we grew, we elevated, you know what I mean? People accomplished some great things in life, you know what I mean? So it's all about progression, you know what I mean? And the money, we need that for survival, you know what I mean? The holes, you know what I mean? As far as coming up, you know what I mean, living that lifestyle, a lot of us, you know what I mean? It comes with the territory, females, you know what I mean? Even as far as
attracted to the clothes.
Even as far as, you know what I mean, the low wives, you know what I mean? The females was always present in the clothes. You already know. For us back in the 80s, we didn't even have to have cars and all that, you know what I mean? Our clothes was like the cars, you know what I mean? We come into the club wearing, you know what I mean, 10 stacks, you know what I mean? $20,000 worth of clothes, and you know what I mean? That was equivalent to what people was driving, you know what I mean? The outfits we wore, people was able to pay their rents with, so that's official right there. And the scales of justice, you know what I mean? Every day in America, we're fighting against the system, you know what I mean? I don't care what color you are, you know what I mean? Some have it harder than others, but at the end of the day, we're all,
hard at justice,
you know what I mean, fighting against that justice system and trying to, you know what I mean, stay away from that. And there you have it, the Low Life Cookie, another official plaque, but it comes with a lot of history, you know what I mean? Understanding history and represent that. Official, NGV SJP. Alright, so y'all saw the official patches, y'all saw the wall decorations. Now we're gonna go into the beaded medallion chains, you know what I mean? The chains is like one of the first products that I started, you know what I mean, with as far as oil jewelry and really trying to provide the people with something that, you know what I mean, that's official and that's made by the originators, you know what I mean? So first up, we got the official scribble, similar to the patch. Track and field. A different color scheme though.
Yeah, I mean, blue on blue, right?
It's like blue on blue. If you notice the patches, red and blue. That's the P-wing. The polo cookie.
Yo. Yeah.
This is the official Low Goose on the Deuce medallion chain.
That's the logo for the Low Goose on the Deuce event, right?
Official, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I had that.
So it got the Suicide Skeeter cookie, the uni, and the American flag with the Low Life 1988 spell out.
For
love and loyalty, y'all. Then we got the Polo Sport P. Bang and joint, similar to the...
Get that again, because it was trying to shake that clear right there.
yo. K-Swizzy.
K-Swiss.
Hold it down a little bit.
Love K-Swizz's too, man. Like, the 4th of July, love K-Swizz's during the 4th of July.
That's good.
The K-Swiss is also related to the P-Wing.
This joint right here is like one of Ralphie's recent joints. Like, you know what I mean? Last 2 years, the city champs, basketball and football mixed. Polo Sport, P Racing, red and black circle edition.
Right on.
Stadium, but flipped it, made it the Low Life 1988 Stadium.
Word, right on that.
The double L, you know what I mean? K-Swiss. Officially there.
You see the difference? Right?
Yeah. Had to recreate that Low Life style.
No.
On this one right here, we got Crazy Creative. Gave it its own title. This is the LL Vintage joint. So what I did with this one, I pretty much combined 17 different logos that Ralphie is pretty much known for, and pretty much put them all in one piece. So it's like the Polo 1988 Classics. Official joint. Low Life K-Swiss. You notice this logo right here is a part of the Low Life brand. Official, so you can get the chain to wear with the clothes. And that's how all this originated, you know? I pretty much wanted to provide the people with accessories that they can pretty much match with the clothing that they rock, you know? So you can pretty much complete the whole set.
Right.
And just be flamboyant with it. If you're gonna do it, let's try to do it, you know what I mean? Officially. That's the Polo RL67. People still love ponies. The original low symbol from day one. Okay. It's only right. It's only right that had to come with the, you know what I mean, the love and loyalty medallion chain representing. Shout out to my man Sunday out in LA, you know what I'm saying? Representing hard body, lacing these joints. Official. I already gave you the history on the Low Life cookie. Then we got the bigger size version.
That's for the big barebacks.
Yeah. Official joint right here. Different levels to this. You know what I mean? Then I had to come with the black and silver, you know what I mean? Called it black and silver, but it's like black and grayish.
Right on. Fish.
Big dookie joint. You know this day right here? This day right here went down in Low Life history. If you ever heard about the story, the Silk Crizzy Rush, you know what I mean? It's online right now on YouTube. Yo, check that. You know what I mean? I told a story about how we ran up in Lord and Taylor, you know what I mean, out in White Plains, and we returned back to Brooklyn with the Silk Crizzies. And we had went to the hookie party that Friday night, but you know what I mean, on the weekend, we all had ended up at the skating rink. And this is the photo of that particular day, where we all came through, you know what I mean, with the Silk Crizzies and just cold crushed it, you know what I mean? Low Life was the flyest dudes in the building on that particular Sunday, you know what I mean? And if you notice, we didn't only have silk crowns on, I also had the cream knitted silk crown turtleneck around my neck, and Beck Live, he got the red knitted silk crown, you know what I mean, tied around his neck.
Do you mind sharing who's in that picture?
Oh yeah, for sure, you already know. We got, you know what I mean, Buffalo. He's one of the originators, you know what I mean? A ill money taker, representing SJP, you know what I mean? St. John's and Utica. Then we got Beck Live, a MGV native, one of the original founders, you know what I mean? There from day one, representing, taking money, and just, you know what I mean? Living how he lived. Then you got Rack Low myself. You know what I mean? Always representing. Below, we got Ryan representing FAP. Another classic boosting clique or crew representing, you know what I mean, on Franklin Avenue. Legendary. You know what I mean? Then we got Littles right here. Rest in peace, Littles. Also representing FAP. You know what I mean? And Littles was the first one to come to the skating rink with this particular symbol on. You know what I mean? Like, the week before we had caught our Silk Crowns, we had seen Littles in the rink with this. And we was like, yo, son, where you get this Silk Crown from? And he was like, yo, I got it from the city. But like I said in the story, he never told us what particular spot he got it from, you know what I mean?
He didn't want y'all to know.
He didn't want us to know, because, you know, he was going to shut it down and make it hot. But as you can see, it didn't take us much time to find out, you know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. We looked in every department store in Midtown Manhattan, you know what I mean? And we came to the conclusion and found out that Lord and Taylor had these joints, and you know what I mean? It became a part of Low Life history. Empire Skating Rink. We shut it down.
Crest knit.
Yes.
Like that.